Okay, so this is my Deco Art Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold, and all of my colors are always mixed with valspar reserve in base C satin or valspar ultra in either satin or semi-gloss, also base C. The lowest base is very important for your pouring medium because it easily mixes, blends with other colors. Like if you get like a base 1, base 2, or a base A, base B, it will just eat your colors alive kind of thing. So you always want a base C, and yeah. Now this is my fluorescent green. Usually I use Liquitex fluorescent green, but right now I'm using Folk Art neon green, which I do like. It's not bad, but Liquitex is usually, the best for those neons, but I like a few of the Folk Arts, which is the neon purple and the neon green so far, not so bad. Now I'm using this little piggy pigments, a interference. This is Glidden interference, which is really pretty. It's a green interference. Doesn't look like much when you're, it's just mixed up and you're just starting to paint. But as you start to swipe with it and it starts to blend, and when it dries, it's really pretty. Now this one is my experiment color. For my birthday, I got a pack of these just random iridescent paints from Amazon. They're not the best. they're pretty like liquidy, and they're not very solid of paints. But this one was pretty. It's called Orchid. And now we have my copper. I love copper. This is, usually I use Artist Loft's copper, but right now I'm using Deco Art Extreme Sheen copper, which is also great. This is my Artist Loft's Deep Magenta. Love this one. Now I'm going to be, after this one, I'm going to be using Deco Art Fluorescent Orange. I usually really like to use Liquitex Fluorescent Orange, but I didn't have any on hand, so I'm getting out the Deco Art, which I have a lot stacked up. And now I have my Fluorescent Blue from Liquitex. Liquitex is always a thicker paint in the tube, so I like to use the Valspar Ultra with my Liquitex paints. But yeah, they have really good fluorescence. And now we have one of my absolute favorites, which is this Little Piggy Pigments Inferno, which is their Fluorescent Red. I love, 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 love this one. And my other favorite, one of my other favorites from this Little Piggy Pigments is Hustle, which is their Fluorescent Magenta. It's so pretty. It's one of my favorites again. Okay, now is one of my experiment colors. This was like the only color I liked from the pack I got from Amazon. It's their violet. It's just an iridescent violet. So it was pretty. I got it to semi-work. Still pretty liquidy, but it works. Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to add my fluorescent yellow, which is from this Little Piggy Pigments, and it's called Techno. This one's really cool too. I love their fluorescence, and their interference from this Little Piggy Pigments are the best. Can't wait to try more from them, but so far those are pretty much the ones I've tried. Just interferences, Techno, Hustle, and Inferno. Okay, now it's time to swipe, and I'm using Amsterdam Oxide Black here. I love the Amsterdam paints for the cell activator. They just work perfectly. I've tried other brands, even with the Australian Floetrol, and it still doesn't turn out quite as dramatic, which I love. So always, if you can, try to get the Amsterdam paints for your cell activator. I like to use Oxide Black, Titanium White, and Turquoise Green, but I ran out of my Turquoise Green, so you'll see on this one I'm going to be using my Turquoise Green mixed with, from Amsterdam, mixed with Artist Loft's Aqua Green and some glue to make it, a little bit more elasticy. But yeah, now I'm just going to swipe away, so let's see this. Okay, I've been messing with trying to get it stable because my thing is not level. I mean, it is level when I start, but then the heaviness of the canvas always takes it off. I don't really have that big of a working space, but yeah, I like it. I think I used a little bit too much. I made it a little bit too big in order for it to kind of mimic my rainbow zigzag I've done, but I still like it. Kind of reminds me of, I don't know, New Zealand, Zealandia. Yeah, so here we go. Spin it out, and then we're all done. And then I'll show you what it looks like when it was wet, and then I'll show you a little clip of when it's dry hanging on the wall. Okay, this was taken right after I was done painting, and here's a little clip of it when it's hanging on my wall. Zealandia!